Okay. Hi there, Wall. Hi there, Smile. Hi there, Jake. How are you guys? Yeah, the series is great. I love Higurashi. I am a bit off-centered, aren't I? Hold on. There we go. That's better. That is better. Good times after this. Yeah, I have Yumineko. I'm planning to play all of Yumineko after I'm done with Higurashi. I have watched the anime for it and for Higurashi and Yumineko. Great series. Great series. Rika best girl. Yee. Okay. I don't remember where we left off. It's been a while since I played Minako Doshi. Okay. I'm at end of chapter 4. Okay. Yuminako is neat. Not sure about the I don't know much about Seconia. I really don't know much about it. It looks interesting to say the least, right? Oh, you know what? Yeah! I just totally started Kaguya. How you been? How you been? Love Shion Rika. You only read the manga. Ah. See what you want to go about. Yeah, if anyone really wants to get into Higurashi, I do, or Yuminako for that matter, I do recommend the visual novels, which I'm playing right now. I'm playing the 7th? Yeah, 7th installment. We're almost done with Higurashi. Yeah, there is a remake for Higurashi. No, it's not a remake. It's a sequel. Higurashi Go is the sequel. From my understanding. Yeah, I gotta sleep. It's all good. It's all good. Kaguya, thank you so much for dropping by. You should get some sleep for the class. I have not played Yumineko yet. I'm planning to finish Higurashi first. So, we'll see how well that will hold up. Sequel? Yeah. Higurashi Go is actually the sequel. Yeah. I don't want, I know, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but it is the sequel. So if anyone wants to get into Higurashi, we have to, or just the anime in general, you have to watch the original Higurashi, which is 2006 one. Watch that, and then after watching all the season 1 and 2 of the OG Higurashi, you can jump into Go. That's my recommended way of watching it. Okay. That was a loud pop. Anyway, yeah. Should jump into it. I legit don't remember much what happened. So maybe starting the chapter will actually refresh my memory. The fuck just happened? What the fuck is happening? Oh. I already nap. Hold on, give me a second. There's a bit of lag, so give me a second. I'm gonna change some settings real quick. The murder doesn't begin until later. We're probably just halfway through the story. I lost. What if I got jump scared? I don't know what's going on. This is not helping. Hi there, Fate. How are you? I am fixing something real quick, so give me a second. There's a bit of frame issues on my end, so I'm trying to fix that real quick right now. I mean, it's a psychological horror. What do you expect, really? Oh, oops. But yeah, how are you guys? How are you doing? But Dave. Oh, you pulled Murasaki? Oh, how do you say? How do you shower? Sleepy. Aw. Then get some sleep. Have you been? Have you been? I am trying to fix something real quick, and then I'll be back. She didn't pull it. Really? You didn't pull Murasaki? That's fine. Oh, that means you did pull her. Okay, gotcha. Again? Congrats? Congrats? You have her? Congrats. I didn't roll for her. Yet. I don't know if I should, actually. Where is my... Oh, there it is. No, okay. Oh, you didn't pull her? Okay. That's fine. Okay, there I am. I'm back. That took me a while. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, back to the story. It was a very humid day. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It has been an unpleasant summer. One that wasn't only hot, but swellingly so. There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in a messy apartment windows. But lack of wind invoked an impression far removed from coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive. There were cooking houses and apartments lining in narrow, twisted road. In addition, there were planters and flower pots, whose contents were beginning to rot, as well as bicycles and cars on the side of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive, and all the more sweat. Nobody who was in this place at this time was visiting it voluntarily. But in spite of everyone might expect, one single motorcycle came rolling in. The motorcycle stopped in front of a two-story apartment, one that could hardly be called neat, even as flattery. A man fairly old and wrinkled stepped off. When a nearby housewife hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out, "Oh, it's so quiet. Why is this so quiet? Hold on."
の熱い子って。
じゃあ、暑いね。そんな暑いとゆだっちまってかなねえよ。
Suddenly, I got goosebumps all over my body. I felt like something bad was about to happen for no reason. Everyone gets this feeling in a different way. Some people get a twitch in their eyelids, or some kind of movement in their ears. In my case, I got goosebumps. SATOKO was supposed to be cooking dinner tonight. We didn't have much inside the refrigerator, so I asked her to go grocery shopping. I was just watching TV and relaxing while I waited for her. It was usually back by the time my cartoon was over, after which she'll start cooking dinner. But my cartoon was over, the news had started, and SATOKO wasn't home yet. SATOKO sometimes waited until they had a sale at the store. In that case, she'll usually come home late. That must what be happening. It was too early for me to start worrying about her. But I can't explain this feeling. I can't explain it, but I feel extremely worried. Once I started feeling like that, I couldn't just sit in my room and wait for her.
Hanyu? Iru?
I thought she might know where SATOKO might be, but she's never around when I meet her. Hanyu is not with me 24 hours a day. She sometimes falls asleep, and sometimes she goes out for walks. Though in her case, it's not a walk, but more like a stalk. She follows people around when she finds someone interesting, and she enjoys observing them. Anyway, I have no choice. I'll have to find SATOKO on my own. I have a good idea of which stores SATOKO goes to. I should check those first. We're in Himenezawa. If I ask people, they'll tell me where she went.
あれ、リカちゃまでねですかい。
Oh, hi there, Neto and Nenji. How are you?
ありがたや、ありがたや。
ニパー。それより今日、サトコが買い物に来なかったですか？
さとこちゃんの顔は見てないね。私がずっとお店番してたから、来れば見てるんだけどね。
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. If you don't know anything about Higurashi, I can tell you the premise if you want, Neto. I can't remember much what happened since it's been a while since I played this game, but yeah. Just very tired? Aw. It's all good. So, for anyone that doesn't know about Higurashi, Higurashi no Nakukoruni is about a transfer student named Keiji Maibara, or Maibara Keiji, however you want to pronounce it. He moved from Tokyo to Himenezawa. Himenezawa is this remote village or town, and he became really quick friends with four girls named Mion, Rena, Satoko, and Rika. They all become really close friends, and they always do club activities and games together, play games together. And they like just enjoying their day until Himenezawa's biggest festival, which is Watakanashi, or the cotton drifting festival. And but there's Keiichi figured out or heard about there's some weird murder and demon in way during the Watakanashi festival, and he's trying to solve why is people getting demoned away, why is people getting murdered. That happens every year for 5 years during this Watakanashi festival. And yeah, that's the whole synopsis of Higurashi. Mind you, that's just the beginning. Right now we're in like chapter 7, so we're like really deep into the lore, I suppose. Happy ending. To the number goes first. Oh no! Hi there, Stingray. How are you? Dear God, I don't know what's up with her. Wow, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people has been on the net. A lot of people has been using the net, of course. Hi there, Mitsuhara. How are you? Yeah, so far we're in Rika's point of view. I guess we're trying to find Satoko. Looks like. I didn't even have time to say thanks. I ran to the next door. People were greeting me and waving at me. I usually smiled and greeted them back. But I had no time for that moment. Satoko, Satoko, Satoko. I need Satoko in my life. I was able to survive for so long because of her support. Without her, this world would be so empty and boring. Satoko is nonchalant and optimistic, unlike me. I've learned so many things from her over the past 100 years. But I still need to learn more from her.
Satoko! Satoko!
People stared at me as I ran by them, screaming out her name. I didn't care what they thought though. Satoko, Satoko, Satoko. Why are they looking at me like that? I'm looking for Satoko. Somebody, tell me where she is. My heart was convulsing inside my body like a fish out of water. What little stamina I have. I hate my body for being so young.
角のお惣菜屋さんが夕方に売れ残りを安くするでしょう。そこに行ってるかもね。
I went to a few different places, but I still couldn't find her anywhere. The people I talked gave me advice on where to go, but I couldn't find her in any of the places they suggested. I continued to run, looking for her. I continued to run, even when I bumped into people.
さあ、どうだろう。夕方は人がたくさん来るから覚えちゃいないかもしらん。
Thank you for the luck, Nato. Hi there, Kraken. How are you? There are only a few places in Himenezawa where we can go grocery shopping. It shouldn't be that difficult to find her, so why couldn't I? What? I tripped on something in the street. I fell flat on the ground. I injured my hand on a small rock embedded in the ground. I didn't feel much pain, even though I said ouch. It just felt hot, as if I touched a frying pan. Suddenly, someone handed me a pretty handkerchief.
大丈夫？怪我とかしなかったかな？レナ。サトコを見なかったですか？
Rena was carrying a grocery bag. I've heard that Satoko bumps into Rena often when she goes grocery shopping. They tend to choose the same stores.
さとこちゃんは？今日は見てないよ。さとこちゃんがお買い物の日だったの？そうです。会っていませんですか？わからないな。今日がさとこちゃんのお買い物の日なら絶対にスーパーひなみ沢の特売日を逃さないと思うもん。でもレナもスーパーにいたけど会わなかったし。
My brain wasn't getting enough oxygen. It took me a while to understand what Rena was talking about. I understood that Rena didn't see Satoko. But that wasn't the point. They had a huge sale in the market today. There's no way that Satoko wouldn't miss that sale. But she still didn't see her there? What was that supposed to mean? Oh shit!
何かあったの？
Wait.
Ten months of seeing isekai stuck in gacha hell and visual novel craze? Can we get that year to see if isekai fall into the salt hell of gacha? Find out on the next sub-messages. To find out, you just gotta roll on message gacha.
Oh my god, random, oh my god. Thank you for the 10 months. 10 months up, thank you. Yes. You gotta love it. You gotta love the gacha and visual novel. The hell of it.
さとこちゃん、お財布とか家の鍵でも忘れちゃったかな？
Yeah. How are you, random? Thank you so much for the 10 subs, man. How have you been? I couldn't find the right words to explain. Should I tell her I fear that something bad happened to Satoko? And that's why I was looking for her? No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't think too deeply about why she hadn't returned home. ...
どうしたの？困ってるなら力になるよ。話して。
I knew she was just trying to help me. I even thought I needed someone to help me just a few moments before. But now that she was here, I had no idea what I was supposed to say. No, that's not it. The truth is, I know. Somehow, I know. I wouldn't have to know if it was someone else. But I have to know this. Rika Furude has to know what's going on. I know it. I remember it. I knew this was coming. I've experienced a world before where Satoko suddenly disappeared. But the possibilities for that happening is as low as Akasaka showing up in Himenozawa. It only happened randomly in my other lives. This is not the first time. It happened before too. I should see it myself. I needed to see if I've gotten stuck inside a devastating world again.
力になるから話して。
CC, I wish I could stay longer but this. It's all good, it's all good. Thank you so much for dropping by then, Random, and thank you for the 10 months sub. Be safe at work, and I'll see you when you come by again. Well, I'm no longer near the phone. What? Secret. Sure, that's nope. That's a lie. Anyway.
ごめんなさいです。さよなら。あ、リカちゃん。
I started running. I couldn't pretend like I didn't know where she was. Please don't tell me I was blessed only up to this point, that I'm about to fall back into my unfortunate fate from here on. I thought that this world was different. I thought I could move on to a happy future. I thought I would be able to defeat my deadly fate in this life. But this was just horrible. It was horrible that this was happening to this world. I was standing in front of the place that I hated the most in Himenizawa. Yes. It's Satoko's real home, the Hojo residence. I've been living with her since last fall, so this house was empty. In the beginning, she used to come back here to pick up her clothing and other necessities. But once she moved most of her stuff to my house, Satoko stayed away from this place. This was a sad place for Satoko, because all she could remember of it was the horrible time she spent with her uncle and aunt, and the memory of her missing brother Satoshi. That's why she never wanted to come back here. But that wasn't the reason I hate the house. It's because I know what happens whenever this house becomes an issue in my life. Oh God, please. Please bless me with just one more fortune. I close my eyes and pray. Then I slowly open them. The window was open on the second floor. I saw a faded curtain swinging inside. As soon as I saw that, my knees realized what was going on, even before my mind processed it. In the next moment, I lost my strength in my legs. I collapsed on the ground. I saw an unfamiliar motorcycle parked by the house. I also saw laundry and a futon hanging outside. I was certain that someone was living here. It was proof that someone was living inside this house. It was never good when there is someone living inside this house. This was very, very bad. I knew exactly why. I knew why, but I felt like I wanted to act like I didn't know.
Rika?
Oh no, oh no. I choose you to buy lies. I mean, I like headpads, but me being killed is a lie.
Satoko!
Satoko went outside to take the futon and noticed me.
Rika?
Satoko looked down and forced herself to smile. I felt so sad. It wasn't just her expression. I could tell that her left cheek was red and swollen.
Satoko, こんなとこにいないで、お家へ帰りましょうです。
I took her hand, but she still looks down without squeezing back.
リカ、私、今日からこっちの家で暮らそうと思いますの。どうしてなのですか？私のおじさんが帰ってきましたの。それでこっちの家で一緒に暮らそうって話になりまして、サトコはそんなの望んでないはずなのです。意地悪なおじさんなんかと 一緒に住んで楽しいはずがないのです。でもどうしようもありませんわ。リカの家へ帰っても連れ戻されるだけですもの。リカに迷惑がかかってしまいますわ。
She gave up with with a sad smile. She looked exactly how she looked a year ago in 1982. Her uncle only slapped her face, but she's back to being the SATOKO from 1982. The cheerful SATOKO that I knew until yesterday could no longer be found. I took care of SATOKO and tried to heal her wounded heart for over a year. She finally got her smile back, but her uncle took it all away with just one slap to her face. A broken soul can recover over time, but her damaged heart can never be fixed completely. I just took the broken pieces and put them back together. The cracks in her heart would always be there. That's why she wouldn't come with me, no matter how hard I tried to pull her hand. She couldn't get over the fear. She knew just how scary her uncle would be.
さとこ、なんでほったらかん。どこ行きよんね。
I heard a disgusting voice from inside the house. Satoko stared at the ground. Her shoulders were shaking.
なあ。なんじゃよ、踊れは。
He came out and stood right behind her.
なんでもありませんの。お友達と会っただけですのよ。
したらんどうでもええんねん。それよか風呂け、磨かんかい風呂け。わしは風呂に入りたいしちゃったな、こら。
Satoko scampered back inside the house like a terrified small animal. I feel devastated as I watch her go.
遊びの約束だったかい。すまんの。ちょいと聡子は家の片付けで忙しいんよ。わしは聡子のおじなんね。ちょっと長いこと出張に出とってん。ようやくひなみ沢に戻ってきたわけなんよ。
Liar. He only showed back up because his lover went missing. In another world, I've once let my hatred out on him. But then he inflicted that anger in equal turn onto Satoko. So I couldn't allow that dark flame burning in my chest to reflect in my eyes. Since I couldn't make myself smile, and I couldn't insult him, all I could do was give him a short bow and run away from the scene.
なんね、泣く子も黙るわしのガンにビビってもうたんかいね。
I heard his hideous laugh from behind me. I cried as I ran away. I couldn't stop crying. I thought this was a perfect world up until today. Why was God doing this to me? It was too cruel. But I couldn't give up yet. I couldn't do anything, but I still had hope for this world. Oops. I didn't think the luck I had until yesterday was just a random thing. I went back to my house in a hurry. I needed to make a phone call. I didn't know the number because it was my first time calling the police. I looked inside the phone book and found it easily. I made a call to that number.
これはどうもどう。フルデさんからお電話をいただけるなんて思いませんでした。何かございました？
I already knew that Oishi could never save Satoko based on what I've seen in my previous lives. For him, Satoko is only a good way to get at the Sonosaki family. Her uncle is probably his prey in that regard too. Even if I talked to him about her situation, he would do nothing to save her. The only thing he'll tell me would be to call the child connotations, etc.
大石、赤坂とお話ししたいのですが、いますですか？
赤坂さんですか？温泉行ってますよ。和倉温泉。
Oh, I don't worry. And my dad get bonked. And my hair's been numbed. Makura. That's not anywhere near here. I thought he was staying here until Watakanashi.
なんでも温泉宿をやってる親類にご厄介になれるとかだそうで。いやいや、羨ましいことです。え？和倉ですか？石川県ですよ。能登半島の。
No way. He told me that he was staying here until Watanagarashi. Words? I thought he meant he was staying in Hibinazawa. But did he actually mean this area of the country in general?
赤坂と連絡は取れませんですか？
That was a meaningless question. There's no way I could get him to come here while he's enjoying a trip with his wife. Even if I can talk to him on the phone, he'll probably only tell me to call the Child Constellation Center or something.
お泊まりの旅館は聞いてませんしね。ものすごい高級旅館だって言ってたから、多分某有名なあそこだろうなとは思うんですがね。まあ最近の宿はガードが固いから部屋番号も知ってないと繋いでくれませんしね。
わかりました。でも赤坂は綿流しのお祭りに来るとは言ってませんでしたか？
そうです。こちらへは能登への行きと帰りに滞在されるんですよ。だから先日も一泊されてくつろがれた後、すぐ立たれました。だから綿流しの直前にまたこちらへ戻ってきて滞在されると思います。あなたにお土産を買ってくると言ってましたよ。
How terrible. I thought it was too good to be true. I knew it was kind of strange for him to stay in a boring place like this. My luck seems to be turning. This might not be a surprise though. Just like I can roll a 6 3 times in a row, I can roll a 1 3 times in a row too. Happy things and unhappy things can happen with equal probability.
もしもし、何か伝言があるなら会った時に伝えておきますよ。
I looked at the calendar on the wall. I didn't know when he was coming back, but I was certain he wouldn't be for at least one more week. I thought back to the past to try to remember what happened. That guy will break Satoko apart in a week. I couldn't wait that long. I had to give up on seeking help from Akasaka. Well, that's okay. I still had one more option. One more person I could rely on.
いえ、いなければいいのです。ありがとうですよ、大石。ニパー。
I hung up the phone after thanking him. I couldn't make a phone call to the next person. I have to talk to him in person. I put my shoes on and headed to the idiot clinic. The clinic hours were over for today. There was usually no one here after that. However, since Tomitake was here, they should still be inside the building for a meeting. They had to be there. The front of the clinic was locked, as I expected. What do you miss? So far in the chapter is that, Satoko went back to her uncle. And then, yeah. And then Akasaka is at the hot springs with his wife, and then Rika is trying to get a happy ending, I guess. Yeah, I mean, Rika is trying to save Satoko right now. That's pretty much what's trying to happen. I went around to the back door and rang the bell. The whole clinic is nervous when Tomitake is around. They usually ignore visitors, but I'm special.
どうしましたか？緊急の要件と聞きました。
私まで用とあっては穏やかな話ではなさそうね。
Irie and Takano showed up soon after I was taken to the visitor room. If Rika Furude has an emergency, then it's a priority for these two people. I'm the most important person in this village.
ひょっとして誰かに狙われているという。
Not the abusive uncle. Oh, it's the abusive uncle. It's the abusive uncle.
あなたの近辺は常時山犬の中でも特に優秀な連中が警護してくれているわ。あなたとあの日した約束をちゃんと守っているわよ。
I had no doubt about that. They saved me right away when we had that confrontation with those three delinquents the other day.
いえ、そうではないのです。お願いがあるのです。実は、サトコの危機を救ってあげてほしいのです。
サトコちゃんに何かあったんですか？
Oh, you can hear Dear Yura in the background. Iria doesn't have that much power alone, even if he really wants to save her. But Takano controls the mountain dogs, so she does have that power. In my previous lives, I was never able to get help from the mountain dogs because I was on good terms with Takano. But this world is different. I have a better relationship with her in this life, and she even kept the promises she made. I trust her abilities completely now.
あの北条哲平さんがですか？なんてことでしょう。
It was mainly Satoko's aunt who was abusing her last year, but Irie knows that her uncle was violent with her too. I told them that Satoko had gone back to the same condition she was in the previous year.
このままでは、いつ何があるのかわかりませんです。サトコを助け出すために力を貸してほしいのです。
Irie seems to want to do something for her, but he doesn't know exactly what to do.
こういうのはどうすればいいんでしょう。やはり警察に相談した方がいいでしょうか。
さて、どうかしら。現時点では何も起きていないわけでしょう。
そんなのは時間の問題なのです。このままでは大変なことになってしまうのです。
I hate to say that it's only a matter of time. I know how she was going to get abused and how she was going to end up. I've seen it in the past. I really want to tell them about it, but I couldn't do that, as it wasn't happening. As it hasn't happened in this world yet. They'll just think I was imagining it.
多分こういうのはまず沖宮の生活相談所に訴えるのが先じゃないかしら。
そういえば以前聡子ちゃんが児童相談所に虚偽の通報をしたなんてことがありましたね。ちゃんと話を聞いてくれるといいのですが。
The answer is no. Yep, the answer is no. Yep. My friends contacted the Child Constellation Center several times in the past, but SATOKO always refuses their help. She claims that she isn't being abused. The SATOKO from 1980 might have asked for their help, but currently, she was the SATOKO from 1982. But her living with her uncle reminds her of the time when Satoshi was around. She feels like Satoshi will come back if she can live strongly, without always relying on her brother. Even if the Child Constellation Center were to take this case seriously, it's just too late. I try to remember. In the most recent world I've experienced, it only took a few days after Satoko was kidnapped by her uncle. It only took a few days for him to tear her heart apart. We had no time to waste. We needed to take action quickly.
聡子ちゃん自身が助けを求めてくれないことには助けようがないのが悔しいです。
Sort of mission complete that we convinced we should get. Yeah? We'll take it. I'll take it. He got interested in the first chapter, at least. So, or playing the first chapter, so I'll take it.
入江先生の方から警察やお役所に連絡することもできるとは思うけど、そこまでが限界ね。気の毒とは思うけど。違う
のです。違うのです。高野の力で聡子を助け出してほしいのです。
Iria and Takano looked shocked, and they both went quiet. They didn't expect me to seek help from Takano.
それは強硬的な手段に訴えろということですか。
僕はそういうお願いをしに今日ここへ来ていますのです。そうでなければこんな時間に押しかけたりしませんです。
お気持ちはわかります。
Thank you for the host. Yes, thank you for the host. How are you? And hi there, Wins. How are you? It is a Wins, yeah.
ですが、
入江、聡子を大事に思うなら、どうか一生のお願いなのです。聡子を助けてくださいなのです。聡子はあと何日もしないうちに本当にひどいことになってしまいます。それは決まっていることなのです。もうしばらく様子を見てみようでは見殺しにするのと全く同じなのです。入江は去年の聡子をもう忘れてしまったのですか？もうそうなっているのです。今この瞬間にも。
I feel sad. I feel sad. Because I know what's gonna happen to our poor Satoko here. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for the host. Yeah, it's great to hear that you're doing good, Yasa. And you're drained? When? So no. Oh no.
そしてあと数日で取り返しのつかないことになってしまうのです。
Believing that Iria could see the future only I knew, the tragic end awaiting Satoko, reflecting in my eyes. Iria remained silent for too long, a time to call brief. Someone trying to think of some excuse to avoid the issue wouldn't go silent for that long. He was recalling Satoko's terrible state last year, and seriously considering if my plea was as urgent as I made it out to be. I know that he really cares about her. That's why I needed his help.
どうしようかしらね。
Ilya nodded and looked up. I guess he finally came to a conclusion. I just hope it's a positive one.
高野さん、リカちゃんの頼みを聞いてあげてください。去年、さとこちゃんに何の手も差し伸べられなかった無力さに悩んだことがあります。これはその時傍観して手を尽くさなかった私が罪を滅ぼす唯一のチャンスだと思います。
しかしそうはおっしゃいますけれど。
Takano didn't think that Ilya would make that decision. She seemed shocked to hear his response.
当施設の責任者として正式に高野さんにお願いしたいと思います。さとこちゃんをどうか助けてあげてください。
入江先生、助けるという言葉がどういう意味か少し分かりかねます。どうか落ち着いてください。
さとこちゃんは我々にとって欠かすことのできない存在です。これまでもそしてこれからも我々の研究に最大限貢献するでしょう。本件は高野さんの職務に含まれるものとお察しします。
I mean, I know the entire route, so I'm sad, but it's the next route that it's a shame. I hope so. I hope so, because it's been a while since I jumped back into Higurashi, and like the first thing I get back is what happened to Satoko, and I'm just like, oh, my heart. Oh, hi there, Phantom. How are you? Ilya continued, though Takano tried to persuade him.
所長、入江京介としてお願いいたします。高野さん、どうかさとこちゃんを救ってください。
I stared into Takano's eyes together with them.
高野も聡子と仲良しだったはずです。どうか聡子の友人として助けてあげてくださいです。
助けてくださいという言い方がお二人とも実に偽善的ね。
Wait, what? You're not telling me to kidnap her and lock her up somewhere safe. You want me to help her so she can have a normal happy life.
それはつまり叔父の方を何とかせよというご命令ですわよね。
That's so weird. Why is that part not placed? Anyway.
卑怯な言い方をすれば、要請に対しどう対処するかを決定する権限が高野さんにあります。でもそれが卑怯ならば、私がはっきりそれを口にしても構いません。
入江先生、いえ、入江所長。そのご命令を実行すれば、私は無論、そして入江所長も責任を問われることになりますが、その覚悟はおありですか？
I looked at his face. Unlike me, Irie has many things to lose. I knew that Takano's words would shake him emotionally. However, Irie was determined.
構いません。申し開きをする場へ引き出されても、自身の心を裏切るよりはるかにマシです。
左門がどういうものかもご存じないのに、大した虚勢だことで。
高野さんが上手にやってくだされば、東京に知られずに済みます。
Oh, thank you so much for dropping by then. Oh, you have a great night. I'll wave anyway, though, but yeah. You have a great night. Oh, thank you so much for dropping by.
それで、誰もが円満に決着できませんか？
リスクばかりで見返りのない仕事ね。
高野が望むなら、神社の宝物を他にもたくさん見せてあげますです。もう見せるのを意地悪したりしないです。だから今回だけ助けてほしいのです。
I'm not gonna kick my arm. What? The risk she's taking is larger than the reward I'm offering. But that's not about the only thing I can offer her. I don't care about the traditions of the VOD shrine as long as I can save my friend from her suffering.
わかりました。これじゃ私が悪者みたいだものね。
She forced a smile and accepted the favor I asked for her.
ありがとう、高野さん。
どういう風に助けるかは一任いただきます。具体的なプランは後でお好みと相談します。
後ではダメです。今でないとダメなのです。
She promised to save Satoko, but she still wasn't motivated for it. It'll be too late if she didn't do something right now. I tried to make Takano understand that this is an urgent matter.
そうですね。
Hi, Shiro, how are you?
リカちゃんも、そして私も、今この場でしっかり納得のいく決着がつくことを願っています。こんな時間にせかして申し訳ありませんが、どうかお願いできませんか？
二人とも聡子ちゃんのこととなると目の色が違うんだから。わかりました。少し待たせるかもしれませんがお待ちください。
無理を聞いてくれてありがとう。
いいえいいえ。私の給与査定者の頼みですもの。笑顔でお引き受けいたしますわ。リカちゃんはさっきの約束絶対に忘れないでよ。
きっとなのです。神社に来た時はおまんじゅうとお茶もつけますのです。
Takano smiled slightly and left the room. Once we finally heard her footsteps fade away, the tension in the room dissolved. Irie offered me something to drink, but I refused. He must have thought everything was taken care of, but I couldn't relax until Satoko was physically returned to me.
入江、SATOKOですが、お薬とかは大丈夫なのですか？おじはSATOKOが逃げ出すと思って家から出さないと思いますから、もうここへ来ることはできないと思います。
幸いなことに先週まとめて針と薬を渡してあります。ですのでしばらくは問題ないでしょう。ただ強い精神負担は薬でも抑えきれません。 少しずつ追い詰められ、いつか取り返しのつかないことになるでしょう。
そのいつかというのはほんの数日後の話なのです。
No, I didn't. I didn't. But this is gonna be so sad. Oh my gosh. Takano hadn't come back yet. I thought it would be bad news if she come back too early, but I started to feel nervous after she had taken so long. Idia insisted that I go home because it was getting very late. I couldn't go home and relax, however, until I heard from her that everything was taken care of. I had to wait for her to come back. I needed to deal with this tension until then. Over an hour later, Takano finally returned.
お待たせ。
ああ、いかがでしたか？
Oh no. She was looking for the right words. I got a very bad feeling from her reaction alone.
残念だけど、簡単にいかなくなったわ。
どうしてですか？
つい最近、沖宮で殺人事件があったらしいの。その事件に何らかの関与があると疑って、北条哲平を警察がマークしてるらしいわね。
事件？何ですかそれは？
間宮とかいう女が園崎家の上納金に手を出して見せしめに殺されたとかなんとかで。
Oh, shit. Oh, thank you for the alert, Phantom.
警察が北条家と園崎家の関係に慎重になったらしいのよ。その女はどうも北条哲平と実婚らしい。綿流しも近いしね。お社様のたたりの5年目をなんとか阻止したい警察が北条哲平が今年の犠牲者じゃないかとマークして釣り糸を垂らしてるって話みたい。
釣り糸って何なんですか？
北条哲平をマークしてればお社様のたたりの真犯人を釣り上げられると睨んでるのよ。
なんてことだ。では
Okay, there we go. We're back. No, we're back. All is good. Nothing happened. Thank you. For now. Okay, I'm waiting for the ping to settle down. Hold on. Okay. It looks like we're fine. For now. Yeah, for now. But yeah, thank you, wins.
そんな。
Yeah, back, wait, hold on. Oh my god, it's giving me a heart attack. Look, I'm just like literally staring at my bitrate. No, I'm not even doing anything like internet intensive, but okay. I'm just playing a goddamn visual novel and it's like, ah! Anyway. No, I'm pretty sure my internet has been like wonky for a while now. Okay, we're good. We're good.
山犬の方ならもっと困難な任務でもこなせるでしょうに。
Okay, let's go back to Higurashi. Looks like my net is stable now. For the time being.
それは入念な準備と計画に基づきしかるべき機を見ての話です。通常は長い監視期間を設け、
Oh my god. Okay. You know, I'm just gonna wait. I know, right? The curse of humanist all got to my death. Oh my god, I'm just gonna wait for a bit. I'm just gonna wait. If it's really bad, I'll just switch to just chatting. Because I feel like it's really hard to play anything with a dying net. Even a visual novel. I'm just gonna wait for a bit. But yeah, so before the disconnection happened, we were. It kind of depends if I feel like putting it on YouTube, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of editing, and I'm just not about that life. I keep having impressions that good night. It shouldn't be too bad though, because I have disconnection protection on. But anyway, so anyone that's just coming by, before the internet issues happened, we're trying to save SATOKO from her uncle, her abusive uncle, but apparently that's not happening because of there was a murder case that is linked to Hojo Teppei, and I guess he's one of the suspects. And yeah, now I guess Rika needs to find another way to save. Oh yeah, needs to find out another way to save SATOKO.
日の元へ出たならば灰になる存在なのです。だからマークされ眩しく照らし出された今の状態では近づくことすらできない。
ではいつならその木だと言うんですか。
最も早くて綿流しの後ね。多分綿流しが終われば警察もマークを解くかもしれない。
But that would be too late. She's saying it'll be after Watakanashi. I didn't know if that was the day after or a year after. She also said it usually takes at least 6 months to prepare this kind of mission. That's too long. I thought this world was different. But that hope was slipping through my fingers.
ではどうすればサトコちゃんを救えるというんですか。
日の当たる世界では日の当たる世界のルールで解決するのが筋かと思います。例えば警察へ相談する、児童相談所に相談する、差し当たっては学校、警察、あるいは
それは何度もやったけど無駄だった。
They had never They had never expected me to raise my voice. In fact, I didn't think myself that I would react this way. But I couldn't keep my emotions in check after Takano suggested all those meaningless solutions.
私はお前たちにずっと協力してきた。何の見返りも求めず、ただただこの身を捧げて協力してきた。それなのに、どうしてサトコの一人だけが救えないというのか。あれだけの力を持ちながら、どうしてサトコを救うことにのみ臆病なのか。何の力にもならない警察や役所、そして利用するだけして何も助けてくれないお前たち。もういい、もういい。私はよくわかった。この世界が袋小路だということがよくわかった。もうお前たちには興味ない。この世界にも未練はない。そうさ、あれだけの幸運に恵まれても結局私はこの運命から逃れられなかった。そうさそうさ、またいつもの運命。お前は山奥で焼かれて死ね。お前は睡眠薬で自ら死ね。そして私は当然のようにまた死のう。どういう殺され方をするのか未だに知らず命を散らそう。ここは運命の袋小路、行き止まり。私は生まれた時から殺されるために生かされている運命の家畜。みんな死ね死ね、みんな死ね。どうせ終わる世界なんだ。消えてしまえ。
Oh shit! Oh, hi there, Snake, how are you? I can't put words to my emotions anymore, and I started to cry. I was so lucky up until yesterday. I had so much hope in my heart, but it had all been for nothing. It felt like everything was falling apart. I lived for more than 100 years. I lived longer than a normal human lifetime. I thought I was blessed with good fortune for the first time in my life. This would never happen to me again. I thought a miracle had occurred, but everything was shattered. I cried and cursed this world. I needed to give up on my life as soon as possible. Satoko would be waiting for me with a smile in my next one. I wanted to go see her, but what would happen to Satoko in this world? What would happen if I abandoned her? I didn't know. I didn't care. Satoko, 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 Satoko. I'm a witch who had lived for 100 years. But I still couldn't get rid of myself of the human emotions in my heart. So to catch you up on to speed, Snake. So Satoko, a little blonde girl, got went back to her abusive uncle, and the current character that we're in the point of view of, Rika, is trying to save Satoko, which is her friend, but nothing can be done. Even even the most recent help that Rika tried to get, the Mountain Dogs, which is basically like a special ops kind of group, couldn't even protect Satoko because her abusive uncle, Hojo Tepe, was or is a suspect in her lover's murder. So Rika is frustrated and trying her damn hardest to see if she can find another way to save her friend. I didn't get anything to eat because Satoko was supposed to be making dinner tonight, but I didn't have an appetite anyway, so I figured I should go to bed. I still had to make lunch for the next day though. Satoko may come to school tomorrow. I rinsed the rice, hoping that I wouldn't have to waste the lunch that I was making for the two of us. I had to stop thinking like that. I already knew it was a waste to make her lunch. I already knew that Satoko wasn't coming to school ever again. I felt so miserable while rinsing the rice. The tears started dropping into it as I thought about her. Why was this happening in this world? I thought everything changed when Keiichi gave that doll to Mion. In that world, Mio pretended to be her sister for a week and got closer to Keiichi. But that wasn't happening this time. I thought we would be having a good time until the festival. Huh? That's odd. Wasn't that club activity 2 weeks before Watakanashi? I had realized something. The club activity that was exactly the same, but it happened 1 week earlier than in the world I knew of. It was a week earlier than my previous life. I get it now. I thought I was familiar with this world, but it was actually a different one, where events are actually mixed up. That means that even though Keiichi gave the doll to Mion, that didn't solve everything. I thought I was getting lucky. I was confident that everything was going to be okay. I stopped making an effort. I knew that there was a possibility that Satoko's uncle was coming back, but I let her go do the grocery shopping. I would have been more careful and kept her home if I knew that he was coming back to get her. I should be careful in my next life, but there wouldn't be a next life that was so fortunate. I didn't get lucky that often. Even if I locked Satoko inside the closet, it would be over if Rena's father messed up something, or if Keiichi lost his mind. I have to clear up everything that's not within my reach, and I have to make it the best effort I can. Without that, I can't overcome the fate of 1983. In this life, I may be able to overcome my deadly fate with Takano's help, but Satoko will not be there in my future. That defeats the whole purpose. My goal is to survive this year while laughing with my best friends. I don't want to sacrifice Satoko in order to survive. I don't want to live in a world without her. I was blessed with all those fortunes, but I still couldn't defeat my destiny. I ruined everything because I stopped working so hard. I will never again have a lucky life like this. I lost my first and only chance. So special ops failed. Escort mission. Let's say it's a rescue mission, not an escort mission, but yeah. It's a special ops that fail. Essentially, yeah. I cried and scratched at the floor. I didn't know if I should curse my fate or curse myself for not putting forth enough effort. Before I realized it, Hanil was standing in front of me. I didn't know how long she had been there. She just stared down at me with a look of pity on her face.
羽生、あんたの言いたいことは分かってる。だから運命に期待するなと言った。でしょ。期待するななんて酷な話よ。あれだけ全てに恵まれた。サイコロを振る前から6が出ると確信できる世界なんて初めてだった。あれだけの勢いがあればきっと打ち破れると信じた。それでもあんたはあのおもちゃ屋の時からずっと言ってたわね。期待しすぎるなと。
She probably felt something strange at the toy store that day. She realized that the date was 1 week off, and this was not the same old world that I knew of. She had realized early on that I still shouldn't be too excited about this life.
僕もリカと一緒にいて短くないのです。だからリカに聞かれると思って先に言いますです。僕にも今日の運命など分かりませんでしたです。ただ僕から助言できるのはただ一つ。この世の運命なんて秋の空より気まぐれで一喜一憂するにも当たらない祭事に過ぎないということなのです。
There are 6 sides on a die. That's the reality of it. And it doesn't mean that the 6 is the best number either. I should just take any number that I roll. I shouldn't be disappointed if I roll a 1 a few times in a row. It's pathetic how I thought rolling a 6 was the best result you can obtain.
100年ちょいを生きるくらいじゃそこまで悟るなんて難しいわね。でもリカ、僕も何度か言いましたが、今回の世界は奇跡ではありませんです。我慢強く待てばきっとまた巡ってくる世界なのです。我慢強く待てばってそれは何十年後何百年後の話なの。もう私たちには力は残っていない。多分再び世界をやり直しても昭和58年の6月より前へは戻れない。それどころか戻れる時間はどんどん短くなっていく。そんな短い日々を再び奇跡が起こるまでずっとずっと繰り返せというの。数年を繰り返す世界ですら狂ってしまいそうになるというのに。 った1、2週間の世界を再び奇跡が起こるまで永遠に生き続けろというの。
Oh, hi there, Walnut. How are you? How is it to play guitar? I'm just that good. I'm just that good, Walnut.
無理よ。無理無理。絶対無理。
I was betting on this world. I bet all my coins on this one world. And I lost. I lost all of my coins to this fate. I had no more coins left in my heart. These coins are known as hope. I have no coins left to hope for my dreams to come true.
Rika.
I lay on the floor as if I collapsed. The floor should have been cold, but I didn't feel
こ
anything.
れが希望をすべて打ち砕かれるということね。
I always thought people could survive as long as they had some bread and water. But that's not right. People can't live without hope. People can survive because they believe that something good will happen to them eventually, as long as they keep on living. But that's just for normal people who don't know what awaits them in their future. There is no such hope for a witch like me.
もう何もかもがどうでもいい。この世界だけじゃない。これからの世界もすべてどうでもいい。このまま灰になってしまえたら。リカ、そんなことを言ってはダメなのです。リカ。リカ。
I'm on episode 9, but I don't mind spoiling because I'm super late. So cozy, Iona. Aww. Are you on episode 9 of the OG Higurashi or Higurashi Go? Either way, it is gonna be spoilers. It's gonna be a lot of spoilers. Hanu's voice gradually fades away. I slowly lost my senses as I lay down on the kitchen floor, and I let myself sink into the darkness. That's the halfway point? Really? Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Oh, hey there, Zero. Yeah, the OG. As soon as yeah. So what I'm playing right now, this is going the chapter I'm playing right now. It's gonna be the second season of the OG Higurashi. So yeah, spoilers. I see a cute girl, Proto Kokoko. Yeah, sure. She acts like it, kind of, honestly. I was watching anime to wonder. It's okay, don't worry about it, Zero. I appreciate everyone that's just dropping by. To be fair, Higurashi is not for everyone. Since it's like, it's a visual novel, and two, it's a psychological horror, so. I drag my body to school, hoping that Satoko might be there. But just as I expected, there was no one sitting in her seats. I felt all the more devastated just seeing it empty. I had nothing left to bet on. All I could do was get hurt and suffer devastation. Blood flowed from my broken heart and found its way through my eyes in forms of tears.
フルデさん、どうしましたか？今日は北条さんはお休みですか？
The whole class was wondering why I came in late today, and why Satoko wasn't with me. But even if I felt sympathy for everyone's eyes on me, I didn't feel any promise from them. No one here was able to save Satoko. No one could save her. Why should I have to keep smiling at all these useless people? This world is finished anyway. If I leave matters alone, then a few days after the Watakanashi festival, my movie reel will be cut as I ordered like usual, and I will return to the beginning of this month again. And so I'll continue to live forever in June 1983, trapped here. Even death won't set me free from that prison.
フルデさん、何かあったなら話してください。北条さんは今日はどうしたんですか？風邪でお休みですか？うるさいな。
The whole class gasped. No one expected Rika Furude to talk like that. I, myself, made such a blunt statement a few times in several past worlds, but it was always the first time anyone in that world heard anything like that. That must have been very easy for them, and I envied it.
フルデさん。
When you're late to wake up, oh my god. Yeah, hello fact, Chie-sensei is actually modeled after, let's see, CL from, Tsukihime. So that's a little fun fact for you guys. Chie was, standing there, dumbfounded. I stood up from my seat. If Satoko wasn't around, I didn't want to be locked up inside of this humid place.
帰るわ。
I'm not coming here anymore. Goodbye. I feel like saying something like that. Oh, thank you for the like, Walnut, and thank you so much for dropping by. You have a great nap. However, I retained a small hope that Satoko might go to school the next day, so I kept it to myself. However, Chie wouldn't let me go. She grabbed me by the arm and dragged me to the teacher's office instead. Chie told me to take a seat on the couch by the principal's office. She had no right to tell me what to do. I could just escape through the open window. As I didn't have that kind of energy, however, I sat on the couch as she told me to. I realized then that I didn't even have the energy to be rebellious. Maybe Satoko felt the same. She lost the energy to rebel, and so she was simply obeying her uncle.
フルデさん、何があったか話してください。先生はきっと力になれますよ。
Chie spoke to me, but I already knew that her words were empty. All she would do was call the child consolation center. She wouldn't even go to the Hojo residence and pull Satoko out of there. So there was no point, even discussing the topic with her. If I told her, she wouldn't keep it to herself. And shortly, everyone would know about what happened with SATOKO. Oh? Oh! Thank you for the host, Taken. How are you? Have you been? How is everyone from Taken stream? Oh, thank you for the luck smile. That would only result in chaos. If they call the Child Consolation Center, the staff from there will go and visit SATOKO. Her uncle will deny the abuse, and SATOKO will also deny it because of the guilt she felt over Satoshi leaving. Shortly after, they'll find out about the false report Satoko made before, and they'll decide to not proceed any further. Her uncle will allow Satoko to go to school for a few days, but his abuse will get worse because he'll think she's the one who called the Child Consolation Center. He'll do horrible things to her, just like her aunt did last year. Calling the Child Consolation Center will not help Satoko. It will instead put her in an even worse situation. It's better not to notify them at all. But it won't be. But if we don't But if we don't report it, then how else is this world supposed to improve? No. Nothing is going to change. There's nothing that can be done once this unfortunate fate overtakes Satoko.
北条さんのおじさんが？それは本当ですか？
I had somehow answered all of Chia's questions without noticing. I knew that nothing would change, whether I spoke to her or not. So I just told her everything, because I have no energy to rebel.
だいたい状況はわかりました。大変なことになりましたね。で、そこまで知って、あなたは何ができるの
？Chia answered right away, without flattering. Already used to my spiteful tone.
今日夕方に家庭訪問に行ってみます。まずはさとこちゃんに会って事情を聞いてみます。
Oh, everything is becoming like a deja vu right now, especially for people who watch Go, or even like the Uchi Hikadashi.
それで問題があるようならば、児童相談所に相談するって言うんでしょ。さとこは過去に嘘の通報をした記録が残ってると思うからね。虐待の確たる証拠がないと動いてくれないわ。人が殺されるまで捜査をしてくれない警察と全く同じよ。さとこが殺されるまで相談所は動いてなんかくれない。そうすると相談所も学校もこう言うの。いじめの兆候は全くなかった。普段は明るくて全く予見できなかったって。本当にバカばっかね。
God damn. Rika-chama is really angry. Or I guess it will be Susaha, won't it?
そこはきっと相談所の人が何とかしてくれると思います。私も北条さんの窮状をしっかり訴えます。
You've done the same in previous lives too. I wasn't denying her passion, but but I couldn't say that there was meaning to it. The problem wasn't with Chie. The problem was with them. No matter how hard Chie tried to seek help from child services, it meant nothing as long as they held up biased notions about Satoko.
そんなの証拠があるかどうかなんて関係ないじゃないですか。
Oh god, Shion just came out of nowhere. Rika throwing hands at bureaucracy, right? Yeah. Hey, if you can't stay, it's fine, Snake. So, oh yeah. Oh, oops, I forgot to read that. Hold on. I suddenly heard a voice from the hallway. It was Shion's voice. She shouted, "Who's there?" And I heard Mion gasping, "Crap!" They must have been listening to our conversation. They were having a quiet discussion outside the door, but Shion accidentally raised her voice. She gets so violent sometimes. 4 people entered the room from the hallway. Mion, Shion, Keiichi, and Rena.
自習だと言ったはずですよ。
Wait, but wait, does Shion belong in this class, in this world? I'm gonna feel really sad. Right now, take it. I'm gonna feel really sad. Just because of what's happening. And, okay, to catch you up on to speed. To catch you up on speed is that, Satoko, there's a little blonde girl that... She's not on screen right now, but yeah, there's a little blonde girl named Satoko, which is Rika's best friend. Went back to her abusive uncle, and Rika wants to save her, desperately wants to save her, but all of the methods she has tried, including getting the mountain dogs, which is the special ops kind of team, to take Satoko out of that abusive household, but because of there was a murder that happened to her uncle's lover, they can't get Satoko out of that household because he's currently a suspect in that murder, I guess, or a witness. So, and now fast forward to where we are. Rika is just fed up with everything. Like, no matter how much she wants to try to save Satoko, she just can't. And she's just letting it all out, letting all her frustration out. Yeah. Hi there, Cartoon, how are you? So the special ops can't get involved because the police are marking Satoko's abusive uncle right now. They can't do anything because the police is pretty much holding on to that uncle. Yeah, Rika's left, yeah. Need the Sonosake family to step in and give brothers with big. Yeah, okay. So Shion is in this in school in this world, okay. But she's usually in Okonomiya in the other games, if I remember correctly, but I can't remember, so that's good to know. Damn, yeah. Feeling like crap, but feeling and crap and great, but that's not good. Damn it. It's the 80s. Is this 80s? Yeah, it's the 80s. It is 1983. Yeah, it's 1983. That's It's the best world. In the best world, Shion goes back and forth to see Mion and the crew weekly. It's still calls Shion Nene. Okay. Satoko still calls Shion Nene. Okay.
委員長は皆さんを連れて教室に戻りなさい。そんな場合じゃないです。さとこに何かあったら先生、どう責任を取るつもりなんですか？取れないでしょ？ひよってる場合じゃないです。すぐに行動を起こさなきゃダメです。お姉のバカとかはちゃんとした証拠がないとむしろ事態を悪化させかねないとか言ってますけど、ミオンはさとこを見殺しにする気？そこまでは言ってないよ。さっきも言ったように、さとこには過去に沖宮の相談所に嘘の通報電話をした経験があって、それ以来マークされてるんだよ。だからしっかりした証拠がなければ必ず訪問調査だけして様子見ってことになる。それはどういうことか考えなよ。おじの怒りに油を注ぐだけ。さとこを余計追い詰めるだけなんだよ。
くそ、なんだよそれはよ。何かある前に手を施すのが救うってことだろ。さとこに何かあるまで放置しろってのか。
みんな落ち着いて。私もしーちゃんやケイイチくんと同じ意見。何かあるまで様子を見ようなんてのは絶対思わない。なら何ができるのかを考えなくちゃ。
何かってなんだ。児童相談所に相談することだろ。絶対に助けてくれるならいいが、様子見になる確率が高いってミオはそう言ってるわけだろ。
うん、悔しいけど昨年がそうだったように今年もそうなる可能性が極めて高い。しかも今年は昨年に比べたら状況がまだまだ甘いの。去年はさとこが十分に追い詰められている状態だった。でも今回はまだおじに連れ去られて1日しか経ってない。しかもおじは1年間放置していたとはいえ親権を持ってるし。そんな回りくどいことなんか必要ないでしょ。そんな野郎待ち伏せてぶっ殺してやればいい。しーちゃん、そんなのダメ。サトシくんはそんなのを絶対に喜ばないよ。じゃあさとこをどうやって助ければいいんです？サトシくんに頼まれた。さとこを頼むって頼まれた。私さとこに何かあったらサトシくんに顔向けできないよ。さとこがいじめ抜かれた後じゃないと手が打てないなんて、そんなの方法じゃない。目の前で現在進行している犯罪はまず通報するの？違うでしょ。止めなきゃ。私たちの手で自ら止めなきゃ。落ち着きなよシオン。おねえ、その先本家の当主でしょ。本家の力でサトコを助けてよ。できるでしょ。サトコ一人を助けるくらいの力は十分にあるでしょうね。分かってるよ。ダム戦争で遺恨が残る北条家には一切関わらないってばあさんの方針なんでしょ。サトコがどうなろうと見て見ぬふりというのがその先本家の方針なんでしょ。沖宮の相談所に助けられなくて園崎家にも助けられないなら私がやるしかないじゃないですか。私がやるよ。サトコを不幸にするやつはぶっ殺してやる。今すぐ殺してやる。この場からサトコの家まで行って刺し殺すのに1500秒もかからないんだから。あんたたちには1500秒で何ができる？何もできないでしょ。私が助ける。私がサトコを助けるの。離してよ、離してよ。今から殺しに行くんだから。
My heart! Oh, I can't! My heart! Oh my god. Red and Crimson? Oh my god. This is making me so sad. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, it is in it's the 80s, yes. 1980 very. Let's say Shichan. Yeah, I know Shichan loves Satoko. Even that display, you can tell. Yeah, she's gonna do her final thing and she's angry. She's angry, I can say that. Yeah, like one says, she's very angry. You can hear the green hair girl scary. Wait, there's two green hair. You mean Shion? I think that Shion's good. Oh, Rena is scary. Rena is scary. You don't fuck with her.
シオンさん、お静かになさい。物騒なことをこれ以上言うと怒りますよ。
They were desperately discussing how to save her. I sat on the couch and stared at them vaguely. I've seen this same discussion many times in many different situations. I was tired of listening to it. The only difference was that everything was happening a few days earlier than usual.
Rika. 大丈夫。もう何にも期待なんかしないから。期待なんてどこにも残ってない。
Hanyu made a sad expression. I couldn't tell if she was sad about our fate, or if she was taking pity on me. Just as she promised, Chie went to Satoko's house after school. It had only been a day since Satoko's uncle took her away. She wouldn't be able to tell if he'd hurt her already or not. If the students hadn't made such a big fuss about it, Chie would have waited a couple of days before going to her house. She already knew, however, about what happened to Satoko the previous year. She also knew that her uncle was abusing her, just like her aunt, and that he had neglected to act as her guardian for the whole year. Considering those factors, it may not have been too soon for her to visit the Hojo residence. Satoko hadn't shown up in school that day. No one called the school to explain her absence. That alone was proof that her uncle wasn't taking responsibility as her guardian. Chie was going to her house to see what was going on with her own eyes. She parked the car in the streets and checked the map she bought from the school. It said Hojo residence on the sign in front of the house. Chie was certain that this had to be the place. The window on the second floor was open, and she could see a curtain hanging there. From that window, she could hear the laughing voices of several old men. No one had answered the phone when she called right before leaving the school. She could also hear the clicking noise of mahjong tiles along with the voices. She had never played mahjong before, but had a pretty good idea, and that was it from the way the men were talking. Hi there, Neko Kara? Chala? How are you? Ohayo? Ohayo gozaimasu? Oh my. 今は夜ですけど The bells are ringing. As Hanyu said expressions by Hanyu You're up. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. How are you? How are you, Neko? and she had a duel. So she stated that hard. Aw. I'm sorry to hear that. She had never played Mahjong. I read this already. If they were playing Mahjong, there must have been 3 other men inside the house. Her students had told her that Satoko's uncle was a very violent man. Chie was a teacher, true, but she was also just a young lady. She felt hesitant to ring the doorbell after hearing their disgusting laughter. But courage drove her forward. She made her decision and rang the doorbell. She heard the doorbell ring inside the house. But the laughing voices continued to echo from the second floor. It seems as though they didn't hear the bell. She rang the doorbell again, and this time the laughter stopped for a moment. Someone must have heard the sound. But soon after, they started laughing again. It didn't sound like anyone was coming to get the door. She thought someone heard the bell, but perhaps not. Chia was sure they were home, of course. She couldn't leave just because no one was answering the door. She knocked and yelled loudly this time.
Konnichiwa. Hojo-san, いらっしゃいませんか?
Finally, the laughter stopped, and a man with a scary look on his face opened the door.
なんじゃいね踊れは。やかましかとっととうせえ。
Chie felt intimidated by him, but her heart was filled with a teacher's pride and responsibility.
こんにちは。北条さんでいらっしゃいますか？私。
Before she could introduce herself, Teppe screamed at her.
やかましか。新聞も牛乳も保険も間に合っとんねん。
Bro, the guy, bro. She just said she was a teacher. What the hell?
わしゃ今むっちゃ忙しいよ。仕事中じゃいねん。
The people in the room laughed when he told he was working. Chie wouldn't give up. She continued to speak.
私、ひなみ沢文庫教諭の千恵と申します。北条さと子さんはいらっしゃいますか？
ああ、なんじゃ踊れ。なんで踊りにさと子合わせねえならんねん。
今日、北条さんが学校をお休みしましたけれど、連絡がなかったもので、何かあったのかと思いお伺いさせていただきました。
ああ、学校？
はい。さとこちゃんはいますか？ちょっとお話ししたいことがあるのですが。
ああ、風邪なんね。そうそう。さとこは風邪で熱出してるんですわ。
プリントとかをお渡ししたいので、ちょっとだけお話しすることはできませんか？
ドアホ！踊れ話聞いてなかったんかい。さとこは風邪じゃ。うなっとるんね。それを合わせられるかいボケ。
そうですか。明日は登校できそうですか？
知るかいな。そんなもん明日になってみなきゃわからんわ。このクソボケ。
そうですか。わかりました。では、さとこちゃんによろしくお伝えください。失礼します。
Oh, thank you so much for dropping by, Neto. You have a great night. Vince, Teppe is a human. It's a piece of filth. Let's be honest. If anyone's familiar with Higurashi, we know how he is. Just, Chie bowed, but by the time she lift up her head, Teppe was no longer there. When Chia returned to the school, several students emerged from the classroom. There were Keiichi, Rena, Mion, and Shion. Rika was also still inside the classroom, but she wouldn't come outside.
先生、どうでしたか？
サトコのとこに行ってきたんですよね。皆さん、それが聞きたくて待っていたんですか？
千恵先生、聡子はどうでしたか？無事でしたか？
それが会わせてもらえませんでした。あんた何しに行ったんですか？教師でしょ？ガキの使いじゃないんです。会えませんでした、そうですかで帰ってきちゃ意味ないじゃないですか。やめなよシオン。そんなこともあるだろうって予想できたことだよ。どうせサトコの顔に青あざがあるに決まってます。だから会わせられないんです。そこは無理やり押しのけても家の中に踏み入るくらいしなきゃダメなんです。だからもう先生なんて信用できないって言いました。本当にごめんなさい。
やめなよ、しーちゃん。先生はできる範囲の最善を尽くしてくれたよ。
だがこれで本当にはっきりしたな。その聡子のおじってやつが聡子を家に閉じ込めているってのはどうやら間違いないみてえだ。
そんなの確かめる前から分かってます。リカちゃまがそうだって昼間からずっと言ってるじゃないですか。それを確かめるだけに半日費やしたんですよ。それでどうするんですか？どうやって聡子を助けるつもりですか？だから落ち着きなって。それをみんなで考えようよ。シオンが聡子のことを大事だと思うように私たちだって大事に思ってる。決して見殺しになんかしない。私たちにできることを考えようよ。そうですね。私はもう考えて提案しましたよ。私がたった一人で今日中に決着できるものすごくお手軽な方法です。死体を隠すとこだけお姉の力を借りますが。
だからしーちゃん、物騒な話をするのはやめて。しーちゃんは人殺しのことを簡単に考えすぎなの。人を殺せば解決できるなんて考え方はおよそ思いつく考えの中で最低の最低。
なら他に提案をしてみてくださいよ。私の提案が最低の最低なら私よりほんのちょっぴり上等な程度でいいですから代案を聞かせてください。ほらほら、何も言えないじゃないですか。私なら1500秒で聡子を救える。お姉の力なんか借りられなくてもいい。死体なんか私が引きずって鬼ヶ淵の沼にでも放り込んでやる。ほら提案してくださいよ。これより早くてすぐに聡子を救える方法を。
だからそうじゃないの。一人で悩んだらそんなことしか考えられないの。ならはっきり言ってあげるよ。1500秒かかりすぎでしょ、そんなの。私なら1000秒かけないよ。
God damn it, why this became a competition? What the?
しーちゃんなんかみたいにぐちぐち言わずに黙って教室を出て行ってもう実行してるよ。なんでそうしないと思う？昔誰かに教えられたことがあるの。たとえそれしか方法がなかったとしても殺人に訴えるのはいけないこと。正しいことじゃない、最善手なんかじゃないの。それしかないと思ってしまうことが一人で悩むことの限界なの。
I think she could have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Shion can handle it. Same with Reno. Like, goddamn, I don't expect them to, expect saving Satoko became a competition. A long time ago, I don't know who told me this, but someone taught it to me. If there's something that troubles you, can't think about it all on your own. You can't think that your own solution is the best way to conclude things.
みんなで考える。みんなで悩む。確かに、今この瞬間は、しーちゃんの短絡的な提案に対する提案をできないけど、私たちがみんなで考えれば、絶対にそれよりいい解決策が見つけられるよ。
いいとか悪いとかの問題じゃないです。1分1秒でも無駄な時間を費やせば、聡子がどんな乱暴されるか考えればいいじゃないですか。北条って性がそんなに憎らしい？サトシ君や聡子がどんなに辛くても誰も手を差し伸べないの？私が助ける。ご託なんてもうたくさん。そこをどいてよ。そこまで言うなら今から行ってくる。あいつをサクッと殺して聡子を助け出してくる。
ダメだよ、しーちゃん。しーち
ゃん。お前たちは呪ってろ。自分たちの無力さをいつまでも。そしてより集まって思いつきもしない妙案を議論し合えばいい。そうして聡子のために何かしているという免罪符を得ながら聡子を看板に見殺しにしていけばいい。あんたたちは誰も聡子のことを大事に思ってないんだ。聡子のことなんか遊び友達だとしか思ってないんだ。私は違う。聡子は友達以上家族だとすら思ってる。あんたたちとは聡子を大事に思う心が違うの。じゃあね、殺してくるね。さようなら。
待ちな。
何を邪魔する気ですか？
シオン、お前レナの言ったことが半分も理解できてねえだろ。
Oh, hi there, Pui. How are you? Yep, it's the murderous lollies, yes.
半分どころかお釣りが来るくらいに理解してますよ。殺しをするほんのちょっとの度胸があればすぐに救えるのに、それをきれい事でごまかす偽善の話ですよね。
シオン、お前が人殺しをしてまで聡子を救ったとして聡子は感謝すると思ってるのか？
感謝が欲しいわけじゃないです。別に私は差し違えてもいい。それで聡子が幸せになれるなら本望なんですから。
違うな。口先の威勢はなかなかいいが、お前には差し違える度胸なんかありゃしねえな。その証拠にお前はさっきミオンに死体を隠すのを頼みたいようなことを言ったじゃねえか。それはつまり差し違えたくない、叔父をぶっ殺した後元の平穏な生活に戻りたいって願望の表れじゃねえか。お前が本当に望んでいる世界はついこの間までの世界。
Oh, alright, Smell. Thank you so much for dropping by. You have a great night. You doing good, Yui? That's great to hear. Yeah, if anyone that's just coming by to my stream, I just came in right now. If you guys need a refresher, just tell me in chat.
俺たちみんなが仲良く楽しく過ごしていたあの世界への回帰なんだ。だがな、お前が殺人を犯せば絶対にその世界へは戻れない。そうそう簡単に完全犯罪なんかができると思うなよ。お前は絶対に逮捕される。
それくらい覚悟の上です。SATOKOの苦しみを私が懲役で買われるなら本望です。
違うな違うな、絶対にそれは違うな。お前は自分を呪うぜ。かけてもいい。どうして自分が殺人なんて貧乏くじを引かなくちゃならなかったのか、未練がましく自分を呪うんだ。そしてその時になってようやくシオンが本当に求めていたことに気がつくんだよ。それは叔父を殺すことじゃない。みんなと元の世界に戻ることだ。そしてそれは殺人を犯すことで台無しになってしまうんだよ。そしてお前が自分を呪うようにSATOKOも自分を呪うだろうな。自分が原因でシオンが殺人を犯す羽目になったとずっと後悔すると思う。第一、お前がいなくなったら誰がSATOKOにカボチャを食わせるんだよ。誰がSATOKOと陰険なトラップの相談をするんだよ。お前だろ。園崎シオンだろ。お前が本当に目指す世界にはお前がSATOKOの脇にいなければダメなんだよ。そこを間違えるな。SATOKOのためだと錯覚して自ら取り返しのつかない間違いを犯すんじゃない。
そこまで言うならケイちゃんはSATOKOを救う方法を何か提案できるんですか？
Okay, okay. I know it's serious, but that face, that smirk on Shion's face does not match the situation. Even though how sad it is, that face ruins the emotion for a second. I think it's Shion. Yeah, I mean, I think Shion can probably like get away with saying it's self-defense or self-protection. I think she can get away with that if she is protecting SATOKO or Mion, like 100%. I'm pretty sure she can get away with that, but right now she just want to kill. Oh, thank you for the light fade. That's how you smile when you're about to kill them, right? Right? That smug look. Okay, now we have the angry face. Okay, that's better. That's better.
口先だけの綺麗事で私の邪魔立てをするな。だからそこをどいて殺す。私が今から殺しに行く。
Holy crap, oh my god, there's a CG. Keiichi blocked her way by standing in front of the door. Shion gave him a hateful glare, but he just sent her back a confident smile.
シオンを生かせるわけにはいかねえな。俺たちの望む世界はシオンが欠けたら成立しない。だから俺はお前を生かさないぞ。
ほう、そうです。ならケイちゃんは北条哲平をかばってるってわけですね。なら同罪だ。お前から先に頭を叩き割ってやる。ちょっとバカシオン、やめなよ。シオンさん、 その椅子をどうするつもりですか？やめなさい。
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Okay, you know what? Let's continue. I'll let you guys see what's gonna happen.
椅子を床に置きなさい。ケイちゃんがこの後に及んでまだ私が本気だって分かってないならマジで血見ます。謝んなくていいですからとっととどきやがれってんです。
シオン、確かに今この瞬間俺はよりいい提案をできない。でもそれは今思いついてないだけのことだ。俺たちはきっとサトコを助けるもっとマシな方法を考え出す。絶対にだ。絶対に俺たちがサトコを救う。だからな、信じろ仲間を。
仲間であるサトコのために手を汚さない連中にサトコを仲間呼ばわりされたくないです。もう一度は言わない。そこをどきやがれ。
シオンこそ頭を冷やして考え直せ。俺たちはきっとサトコを救える。それを信じろ。だから短絡的な考えに走るんじゃない。仲間を信じろ。仲間呼ばわりされたくないってんなら俺を信じろ。前原圭一が必ずサトコを救う。だからそいつにかけてみろ。
黙れ無力。お前なんか信じられるか。お前にどうやってサトコが救えるというのか。シオン。
Shion threw the chair at Keiichi. It hit him hard, and the chair fell to the floor with a loud noise. But Keiichi was unfazed, even after being struck. He just stood in front of the exit without even covering his face.
きっと助けてもらえるようわしにできる最善を尽くす。
児童相談所は迅速ですから、今から通報すればきっと今夜にはもう動いてくれるでしょう。
それで聡子が救われればいいんだけど、もしもまた様子見なんてことになったら。
それがダメだったら次の手を考えようよ。私たちが諦めない限り絶対に聡子ちゃんを救えるんだから。
いつまでも綺麗事を言っててください。そうしてのんびりしてるうちに聡子は癒しようのない心の傷を負うんです。見殺しにしてるのはどっちなんですよ。
シオン、俺はさっき約束したからな。俺たちは絶対に聡子を救う。それもお前みたいに差し違えてでもなんて話じゃない。聡子が本当に幸せになれるような最高の形で救い出してみせる。見てろ、絶対だからな。前原圭一が絶対と言ったらそれは絶対なんだ。
Shion stared out the window without looking at Keiichi's face.
園崎家の方でこの後のことは確認するよ。分かったらみんなに電話するよ。
それで無事解決すれば最高だからな。
もちろん楽観はできないね。様子見になる可能性が一番高いね。そうなったらどうする？
その時はくそ。
知恵先生、職員室に行きましょうぞ。早速電話をしましょ
ええ、よく説明しないといけません。
They left the classroom. Keiichi, Rena, and Mion got together and discussed their other options. Shion was looking down and crying. Rika was just vaguely looking at them as if staring at a boring TV drama. Nothing will change. The Child Constellation Center will put her case on hold. I've seen it so many times in previous lives. I almost hope that they will take her into custody just this once. But I have no more coins left to gamble on a hope like that. In a previous life, Keiichi killed Satoko's uncle, but Shion was not there when that happened. When she was, I suppose, she is the one who takes on that role. Their prophetic hopes will be crushed by tomorrow morning. The social worker will be at her house tonight, but Satoko will deny that she is being abused. Her uncle will assume that she was the one who called the service, and he'll abuse her even more. She will come to school tomorrow because he doesn't want the Child Consolation Center to be suspicious of him. We will feel more and more hopeless when we see the dead look in Satoko's eyes. I've been living for more than 100 years, but I never defeated this fate. The fate of her uncle's return. I was blessed with so much luck, and I thought I could defeat it this time. But in the end, it all came down to the same thing. It was a waste of energy to put in any effort. It was worthless. The more I thought about this unescapable fate, the more I pitied these people for talking endlessly about how they were going to save Satoko. Oh, that hurts. That whole chapter hurts. That's what I like. Oh, I still really like the right now. Oh, thank you. Sadly, it wasn't KG to wait for me up. Oh yeah, welcome back, Fade. Sorry about that, I was a little late. With that, got really engrossed into the story. What are sleep schedules anyway? Yeah, like you said. Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. We have a tip to read, so might as well go through that. Wet blanket. Tepe returned to Himenizawa to escape some trouble. He'll have to stay there for the rest of the summer, perhaps the full year, and see what happened. For him, the house in Himenizawa was like a rather dull hiding place. His lover, Rina, had suddenly disappeared. Rumors told him that she was involved with some dangerous deal. Some sources even told him that she had already been caught and killed. Everyone he knew was aware that Rina was living with him. Everyone also assumed that he knew everything about what Rina did. They were convinced that he got money by tricking her into doing something, and as a result, some dangerous men came after him. They made it difficult for him to stay in Okonomiya. More than anything, it pissed him off to find out that Rina was cooking up something behind his back with some other guys. Himenizawa was the only place he could go to. He couldn't go back to the house where he used to live with his wife, as it had been abandoned since he moved into Satoko's house. Besides, he didn't even have the key to his old place. But if he went to Satoko's house, she should still be there, and she could clean and cook for him too. Tepe didn't know how to cook or clean, and he certainly wasn't thinking of learning. Rina had often been rebellious towards Tepe. He had often said that he wanted to be with someone more loyal, like a pet. But Tepe Satoko was exactly what he wanted. As Satoko is still a little kid, she can't Oh my god! As Satoko is still a little kid, she can't satisfy him sexually, but he can at least make her wash his back in the bath. Satoko's dead mother used to be a pretty woman. Satoko might grow up to be a pretty lady herself in about 4 or 5 years. Oh my god! Tepe headed back to Himenizawa with those decent thoughts in his head. The house was locked, so he assumed that she was at the market for grocery shopping. He found her at the store and dragged her back home. However, the house was full of dust. She's been living at her friend's house for the past year, and the house had been abandoned. Tepe exploded in anger. He told her that it was her responsibility to keep the house in order. And Hardy, please, how are you? Aww, thank you, Peely. But if you need to sleep, you can go sleep. Oh yeah, good luck on the job interview. Faith. Thanks. FBI? FBI, yep, we need FBI. This is not family friendly. I know, right? Right? That's annoying. Yep, I agree once. I'm not gonna sleep though. Okay. You should get some sleep then, please. Or do you want, yeah, so anyone that's just coming back, or like coming in the stream, if you guys need a, recap of what happened earlier, just tell me, and I'll be more than happy to tell you, what happened prior to where we are right now. He beat and kicked her down to the floor. Eventually, Satoko's expression turned to what he remembered from 1982. Satoko started obeying him immediately and cleaned up the house. A new place to hide with a new girl. His new life was starting out pretty good. Teppei called his buddy to show off his new being and ended up playing mahjong with them. He bragged about his new pets and made her serve them food and drinks. He told her to walk on all fours like a, oh my god, that is demeaning. He told her to walk on all fours like a real pet. She refused, but she obeyed immediately when she tried to hit her. Everyone was laughing, and they were all jealous of him. Teppei felt really good about himself. However, someone arrived to interrupt this perfect life.
私、ひなみ沢文庫教諭の千恵と申します。北条さと子さんはいらっしゃいますか？
Checks out the offer and recap from Chapter 1 Route 1. Chapter 1? It's when the TLDR is Keiichi transferred to Himenazawa from Tokyo. And he became friends with became friends with Mion, Rena, Rika, and Satoko. And they just had fun in school with club activities and all their shenanigans. And I'm not going to spoil it, but they had all their fun times up until the Watakanashi Festival, which is the cotton drinking festival and Himenazawa's biggest festival. And Keiichi got caught up into it. He overheard about the murders and the disappearance of people during the Watakanashi Festival, and the murderers and the disappearance has been happening for 4 years in a row already. And he got paranoid and he wants to solve what's happening. And that's all I'm going to say there. That's the premise of the entire game, really. Protagonist gets murdered by cute animal girl. While it also anyway open a music or use TLDR box too. I don't mind it. I suppose. Whatever floats your boat. I thought someone was at the door to sell insurance or something. But it was a school teacher.
Ah? なんじゃよ、踊れ。なんで踊りに里子合わせにゃならんね。
今日、北条さんが学校をお休みしましたけれど、連絡がなかったもので、何かあったのかと思いお伺いさせていただきました。
学校？
はい、さとこちゃんはいますか？ちょっとお話ししたいことがあるのですが。
ああ、風邪なんね。そうそう。さとこは風邪で熱出しとるんですわ。
プリントとかをお渡ししたいので、ちょっとだけお話しすることはできませんか？
ドアホ。踊れ話聞いてなかったんかい。さとこは風邪じゃ。うねっとるね。それ合わせられるかい、バケ。
This was going to cause him problems, Teppei realized. Satoko was just a pet for him, and he had no intention of sending her to school. But her teacher had shown up to his house just because she missed one day. This wasn't good. Teppei hates schools, and he really hates teachers. Blech.
そうですか。明日は登校できそうですか？
知るかいな、そんなもん。明日になっこのクソボケ。
そうですか。わかりました。では、さとこちゃんによろしくお伝えください。失礼します。
He was able to get rid of the teacher, but it would create more problems if he didn't send Satoko to school tomorrow. Teppei didn't need even more trouble at his place. Oops. That meant he couldn't beat up Satoko like he wanted to. Violence was the only way he knew how to communicate. Oh my god. Ugh. This character is written to be hated. Like, legit hated. Oh, thank you for the hi, Jada. Vic, guys, how are you? Probably need to get more something to drink. Anyway. Everyone hates Teppei. Yep, I hate him. He's written to be hated. And his voice actor is doing a really goddamn job to make me hate him even more. I'm tired. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm sad and angry at the same time, but that's only because of me being very invested in the Higurashi story. Yeah. If anyone's not familiar with the Higurashi story, I'm more than happy to give a synopsis, and I could tell you what happened in the up to this point. No, I'll try to explain to the best of my ability. Anyway. Yeah. If you guys are tired, you should rest up. Rest is good too. I have stretched. Thank you, Zero. Okay. Violence was the only way he knew how to communicate. With that out of the picture, it was very difficult for him. He wanted to beat up Satoko, but that would leave evidence on her body. No shit. If that happened, he wouldn't be able to send her to school. And if she didn't go to school, the teacher would show up at his doorstep again. Shit. On top of that, the Child Constellation Center paid a visit to his house that night. The teacher must have filed a report. That bitch, Teppei thought. Next time I'll beat her in the face so hard she'll need plastic surgery. Wow. Wow. Also, since Satoko was afraid of him, she pretended she really was sick when the social worker visited. It was so easy for Teppei to control her. She considered Satoko to be a convenient pet, but at the same time, she will need to be careful at the Constellation Center. Wow, okay.